Welcome back to the Transfer Show on a busy Friday night. Now, we promised you Arsenal news, and that's what we're going to give you right now. Dharmesh, news of, well, a departure at Arsenal. Who is that?
Yeah, Arsenal announced earlier today that the defender Takehiro Tomiyasu has left the club after the club and the player and his representatives agreed on a mutual termination of his contract. He's currently recovering from a long-term knee injury, is Tomiyasu, and he's not expected to be fit until later on this year. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Arsenal have got the option to extend that for a further year. But I think all parties came together and probably thought, because of the injury as well, and because of how much football he's missed, this was probably the best course of event for his career as well. So he can basically start again and with a new chapter. He's only 26 years of age, is Tomiyasu. I think the reason they think the parting was right now, he only played 6 minutes of football last season. And in the previous 3 seasons that he was at Arsenal, he made 36 Premier League starts in total. So injuries have really ravaged his time at Arsenal. I think it was almost a reluctant decision that they had to make, but they feel it's the right one now, I think, for him and the club.
We're just teasing Arsenal fans. Let's talk about incomings.
Right, I'll run through this quite quickly if I can. Announcements, we know that Kepa Arrizabalaga has joined. That was announced earlier on this week. Announcement on Martin Zubimendi's move from Real Sociedad and Christian Norgaard's transfer from Brentford. They're both expected soon, we're told. Everything is in place with both of those deals. Arsenal have met the release clause of £51 million for Zubimendi. They've agreed a deal worth around £15 million, we think, for Norgaard. And we think personal terms for both of them are effectively agreed in principle. They're after a central defender as well, Christian Mosquera from Valencia. He's only got a year left on his contract, hence why Arsenal feel there's an opportunity to get a good deal done there. At the moment, there's a gap in valuation, but I think Arsenal are optimistic and hopeful that maybe they can meet somewhere in the middle between what they want to pay and what Valencia want, and hopefully get Mosquera in maybe even before their pre-season tour. And they're still exploring deals for the attacking side of the pitch as well.
Well, this is the thing. If I was an Arsenal fan sitting at home, I'd be like, well, but what about a striker?
I know. And this is the question that gets asked every single transfer window. I'll come to the striker in just a moment. Gyökeres Eze is a player that they're definitely interested in. They know what the deal will require. It's a £60 million release clause plus £8 million in performance-related add-ons. They're also interested in Real Madrid's Rodrygo, which would be an incredible deal if they could do it. And we mentioned one of those players on the list that Chelsea have got. Raheem Sterling, of course, was on loan at Arsenal last season. He's gone back to Chelsea, but Noni Madueke is someone that Arsenal are seriously looking at as well. And then we come to the strikers. Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyökeres are the 2 names that will not go away. 2 different ages, similar kind of prices. It's just going to depend on which direction Arsenal want to go. So there's still decisions internally to be made before they make that decision. And because you keep asking the question, when are they going to sign this striker? I think Arsenal are aware of this. And I think they're also aware that they've got to get it right. Hence why they will take their time. There's still 2 months of this transfer window to go. Get it right and make sure they get the right player in.
OK, Dams, let's head to the Championship, Bridgie.
Arsenal's summer transfer window is already heating up, with Mikel Arteta targeting several key players to strengthen the squad for a serious title push. At the top of the list is a proven striker. Victor Gyökeres is in advanced discussions, while Benjamin Sesko and Alexander Isak remain alternatives if talks stall. The Gunners are also looking to add depth out wide, with interest in Real Madrid's Rodrygo and Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams, although Williams has reportedly declined a move. Reinforcements in midfield are already underway, with Martin Zubimendi and Christian Norgaard on the verge of joining, and goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga also expected to sign. On the outgoing front, Arsenal are preparing for a sizable clear-out. Thomas Partey, Jorginho, and Kieran Tierney are all set to leave, while Takehiro Tomiyasu has had his contract terminated by mutual agreement due to injuries. Arteta is also reviewing the futures of Alexander Zinchenko and Jakub Kiwior, with both potentially available if the right offer comes in. Up front, players like Gabriel Jesus, Nicolas Pepe, and Reece Nelson could be sold to create room for new signings and generate transfer funds. The aim is to trim the squad and shift focus toward younger, more dynamic profiles. This summer marks a strategic reset for the Gunners. Arteta wants a squad that matches his long-term vision, technically sharp, positionally flexible, and capable of competing on multiple fronts. With major signings on the horizon and a clear out of fringe and aging players, Arsenal are taking bold steps to strengthen their starting 11 while building depth across the board. If the club moves swiftly and decisively, they could emerge from this window stronger than ever.